more, get the assists up. There's good assists, and there's assists that maybe are a little forced. That one may be a little forced.
Yeah, maybe a little forced. Didn't want to maybe feel like, well, I don't want to be the ball hog, as there is the offensive foul on the screen.
Let him play, ref. Let him play.
As Doug Jardine, he's one of our camera guys, number one in your hearts. He had a chance to really do something special tonight. Chose not to. He's just such a nice guy. By the way, if you need some life insurance and stuff taken care of, Doug's your guy. There's a steal. So Imani Barrow with the left-handed dunk.
There you go. Nice response from Barrow. Showing he's got some length. He'd fit in at Kearns to get that length at the top of the zone defense,
right?
Huh?
He could be part of the Brothers of the Quaff.
Yeah.
Extra pass. There's a three off the angle. Won't go. And the rebound taken down by Sorensen.
He'd be borrowing a lot of basketballs in that Kearns defense.
It is week 4 in the top 50. We got a long night ahead of us.
Yeah.
There's a foul on the take, and Barrow being extremely aggressive to start this one.
And I like that. It isn't accurate to say he's been passive in this tournament, but it feels like he has not quite really taken the ball into his own hands and looked to really create for himself. And I think tonight early on he's shown that, hey, I'm going to bring my A game, and a chance for him to really, again, go up against good bigs in the post, and he's looking to be aggressive with it.
And Coach Joey Porter, the longtime head coach of Layton Christian Academy, has got to feel really glad to see his school go from 1A to 2A, now up to 3A. And we mentioned petition to go to 4A. And somewhere his son saying, Dad, why couldn't we do this earlier? Is on the other hand, there's Johnson misses on the three. That ball tipped out, and then going to be tracked down by Kyle Carley. The sentinel to the backboard, blocked away by Johnson.
Love Houston Johnson coming all the way down, getting a deflection there. Other end.
Q Meza.
He just does that.
Of course, Houston Johnson, the son of former All-American, Mr. Basketball, and then former freshman All-American and freshman of the year, Britton Johnson. I believe served his LDS mission on the Houston mission, or maybe why he's named Houston. If I'm doing it all off the top of my head if that's where he served. I'm pretty certain. If he joined us in week 2, I thought it was Britton's son. I thought he looked like him, and he got the 31. I was able to confirm. I should have asked Britton when he was up here, but took care of some other business.
Britton is in the house tonight.
He is. Of course, Houston goes to Crimson Cliffs. So the free throw good, and it's 8-6 early on. The three on the angle won't go for Jackson Johnson. Now on the push, Barrow try to send that one ahead, tipped out of bounds by Q Meza. So checking in for Q is Easton Duft. Strong take and finish there by Kyle Carley.
I was kind of waiting to see where they were going to go. You had Barrow, who was outside. Dent was playing outside, and Carley able to just find the driving lane and get a nice finish right at the rim.
Cross court to Johnson. Not going to work it on the angle. Now to the corner. Jackson sends it out. And then there's a foul to Barrow as he cut off Johnson on the drive.
Yeah, not much disagreements there from Solomane. And that time he's trying to get to the spot quicker than the attack of Johnson, but comes right into him and acknowledges, yeah, you're good call, right call.
So Jackson Johnson sends it over to Houston Johnson as he gives that one up. Stuck in the corner. Throw it inside. Double team comes, and there's a foul there to Gillespie's.
Tell you, we're having a lot of foul calls here tonight.
All of a sudden, you go to a three-man crew, and things get picked up. At one point in time, in our younger days, I was begging for three-man crews because I thought it would help with flow. Maybe we don't need a halo in high school basketball. Atwater on the long two. No rebound to Johnson. Jackson lays that one up and in.
That's why you always follow shots, right? And a beautiful job by Johnson there. Coming underneath, staying with it. Able to capitalize with the two off the finish.
And Reese Dent fouled on the other end. It'll be 1 for 2 free throws for Reese Dent.
Of course, the clock stays running. through foul calls here in the top 50. So the points per game going to take a bit of a hit as we're losing minutes of playing time.
Precious moments.
Yeah, yeah.
And not the dolls or the coloring books. It's the free throw good there for Reese Dent. Remember, we do have a under 10 media timeout per half. Then on the drive on the baseline, Atwater tried to send that one out.
Kind of got caught in the air.
How about the extra arm length there from Johnson? Yeah. Gillespie's got stuck on his hip and then on his back. There's the bucket there.
And how about Johnson? Look, if this is a high school game, he might be called for an offensive foul on that one. But how about showing his aggressive nature, recognizing going up against a smaller man?
And Giorgio Gillespie's picking up where he left off in week 2.
Now remember, Giorgio twisted his ankle either in week 1 or week 2. It was early on. Boy, he looks healthy. He's firing again here tonight.
So inbound into Jackson Johnson. Goes inside to Houston. Houston will fall away. Some contest there. And there's a shooter's roll and the large contingency here for the Johnsons. Do you think they live out of town?
Yeah.
The whole reunion just below us.
Right?
It's nice.
Maybe the loudest cheers we've had all year in the top 50 here.
I got to tell you what I've really enjoyed, and we had this last year, and I wonder how it changed. And they allowed last year parents weren't allowed.
Yeah, yeah.
This year they did allow a crowd, and we haven't had what we will get in November.
Yeah, hasn't been a lot of jeers. Fortunately, the parents have kind of understood what this meant to be as well. They've kind of toned it down a little bit.
Well, hopefully they're in on the emails.
They have to be, right?
They better be.
They have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're reading them. Their emails sent every week, giving guys, hey, here's what we're getting feedback from the coaches. We know we're watching the stream right now, and I've really enjoyed reading them.
It's been the only emails Dusty pays attention to.
That's about right. That's not true.
That's not true.
Here goes Reese Dent. I don't think my business partner is hearing that on my full-time gig. Is Reese Dent puts a dent in this one and gets a 2+1.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. My bad.
It's okay. They know. Dusty runs the ship, man. Media timeout, and we'll take it with them. You're watching the 2022 Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com.
From the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's a perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
No, it's not Mariano Rivera coming in. It's Dusty and Dane coming in hot on a Monday night.
Best entrance for a reliever in baseball history.
By far.
I know a lot of people like Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah.
It was good.
Hells Bells.
It was good.
I will say the closer for the Mets, it's getting pretty good.
It's going up.
It's getting
you know what was
good.
I don't know if you watched the game last night, but there's a walk-up song for the Braves. Same song while Diaz was on the mound.
Oh,
and it was
really?
like ultimate confusion. It was awesome.
It's like, wait, how am I supposed to feel about this?
Yeah, exactly. You can kind of look around like, what?
I just think, in the way that they've totally just said, okay, we're going to make it part of the production of the game.
Right.
I've said this before, if I was a closer, I would do the Goldberg entrance from the WCW. Have him pound on the wall, come out, want to smoke. on the angle that 3 from Sorensen won't go, taken by Atwater.
Of course, if you played Nebraska, they wouldn't let you do the smoke. You'd do it anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
Just give me a fire hydrant. Or, you know what I'm going for.
Yeah, I just need a mascot to sneak in an extinguisher.
That's one of my favorite stories.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
The extinguisher. Like, no smoke. We're the home team. Gotcha. Smoke hasn't worked at the U for decades. But as the shot won't go, and the rebound taken by Johnson.
Yeah, I like the look there. Trying to work around the screen. I saw Nathan, hit some big buckets last week for the Caps. That one just off.
Atwater gets to just inside the junction for the J. And
good to see the sophomore there. And the Davis Dart, you talk about all the graduation for the Darts. He's going to have a lot of opportunity this year for Coach Sims to try to get that offense going of the Darts as they replace a lot of talent from last year.
Well, as you know, is that you're going to be able to, you're going to have some freedom to play the way you want to play under Chad Sims. You know, Jacob Bigler will tell you that, and some other guys he's had over the years, that, hey, Coach Sims will let you be you as long as it's not hurting the team.
Yeah.
You know? It's amazing that he's a sophomore. Remember Rex Sunderland was a sophomore and playing a lot?
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean, remember Rex shows up as off-season of his sophomore year at the Powder League? It's like, do people know he's a high school player, right? Didn't matter.
Didn't care. A little mid-range game was going to be there no matter what.
Right. Good defense there by Carson Smith, taking that away. There's Papa Smith in the house tonight to watch his son.
Yeah.
Coming up with a steal.
And that ball goes away. Here comes the Tropics on the other end. I thought we were at the Powder League for a second. As Johnson fouled from behind by Sorensen.
I wonder if they're going to play music when we're at the Vivint Arena, right? It's a big stage. The Jazz do.
Yeah, of course they will. Maybe they'll do an entrance and do the whole thing.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Hey, win in Rome.
Right? Want to make it feel big time? Get out the flamethrowers and everything.
Yeah, you go to LaVelle Edwards Stadium right now, you're getting the fire dancers, man. Seen that? The baton guys?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the fire come out the top of the backboard? The Ohio entrance?
Yeah, don't they still do that?
Mm-hmm.
Been a while.
I think you went with me last time you went, right? We sat up behind there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets you sweating.
Started sweating, yeah.
Come the other way. Q maze it. Send that one cross court.
Kind of surprised Q didn't take that shot.
Yeah.
Tap the brakes.
You see a kid that's reading the emails throughout the week.
Yeah.
Is Felder going to put that one up and in?
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. And Brock Felder able to hit it from 12. You see Golestis here. Ooh, miscommunication there. That's the hard thing when you look at the top 50. You know, you got players that this is their fourth week playing together, which, you know, gives you some time, but not a ton of time. And Dowdy that time trying to cut to the rim, loses it. There's deflection here and the foul being called.
I love the aggressiveness when you see from the Tropics jumped out, and now they've got to just kind of get it all back here, a little bit out of that flow. And that's what this whole 7 weeks is about, right? It's about them finding their flow to go into the regular season of high school basketball. As we'll get our camera set, I promise. Just taking a second.
Well, one of the interesting things when you talk about that coming into tonight, of course, week 4, 6 teams in the top 50, 4 of them sitting at 2-1. A lot of parity on the rosters this year as Q Mesa making the free throw there. Good look for Smith. Got his feet set. Just off the mark.
There's the other way. Mesa sending that one into Felder. Brock back out to Q to the corner. 3 on the way. And got it.
Boy, big 3. Love the unselfish ball movement there. And Zach Robinson, who's had a really good top 50, able to nail it. Viewmont Viking with the tray.
On the other end, Alsop to Golessis. And now Giorgio on the take. Sends back out. Barrow from way outside. So Monty, I thought I might have had that. Now I got a baseball pass on the other end. Felder able to get it. The fall away won't go. And
baseball.
The rebound still loose.
That was football, Dusty. Get him some shoulder pads, man.
Hey, you know my feeling. You and I did a lot of Wasatch Academy basketball games. And there's a certain guy that played Wasatch Academy. It's now at Baylor via BYU. That I've said it from the beginning. If Caleb Lohner wants to play professional sport, and I'm not saying it's not basketball, it is definitely football.
He's got tight end written all over him, doesn't he?
Yeah, and so does Felder.
Yeah.
Football coach, but hey, man, what do we got to do to get you in football pads today? Out on the angle, Q Meza, 4-3.
That is mid-season Q right there. And even the length of Barrow can't defend the shot is Q doing what he does best.
Barrow again outside.
Boy, 2 looks, and they haven't missed by much.
Just haven't been able to get down, go down. Send out for 3. Lind got it. Now the outside shot falling for the Tropics.
Love the vision there. You have Smith who comes down to try to help on the drive, and the extra kick out, able to get Lind to knock it down, and now you see the Tropics starting to separate.
Send to the corner. 3 lips out. Rebound to Felder.
And right now it's exchanging 3s for 0s, and is what has really been the push here.
Oh, nice fall away and a timeout taken by the Caps. And this is a 30-second timeout. They want to talk things over. We'll be right back. You're watching the 2022 Utah Top 50.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's a perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style Checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Inside of 2.5 left in the first half. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you here at Top 50. As, man, the Tropics got that offense flowing. Went a little dry for a minute, but now they've got it up and going. As I think someone's cell phone's plugged in.
Yeah. Will you please silence your ringers?
It's got to be those millennials. It's on the run. It's Lind. Give it up to Johnson. Houston at the rim.
Wow.
Blocked away.
That was a 4-on-1, Dusty. Great job kind of holding down the defense there.
Griffin Dowdy, the Weber Warrior, able to get that. Now about the +1 on the other end for Logan Sorensen.
Yeah. Look, we will talk about Jagger when we get there. But Logan Sorensen, that's going to be a formidable duo in the post. And I love the big man running the floor there, absorbing the contact and getting the finish.
And bring it inside the key. Little pull-up stays in there for Coleman Atwater.
He's having maybe his best game of the top 50. This first half, he's been really impressive.
His most aggressive, too.
Yes. And it's been that mid-range game, right?
3
Good
on
close
the
out
way.
there by him, too.
Dowdy can't get that one to fall. Reese Dent knocked that out of bounds. Remember, no over the back. No loose ball fell on that rebound.
And like a veteran, you heard the shot on the closeout by Allen.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, right?
Yeah.
That's what you do.
You got to communicate.
Yes.
The ABCs of me. Send it out to Johnson on the drive. Houston at the rim, blocked away by Dent. Come back quickly the other way. Stripped away by Q Meza. Tracked down by Burgess. He goes inside. Sorensen along the baseline. That's a tight pass there to Reese Dent, and good hands there by Atwater.
How about the work of Barclay there, helping to force Sorensen underneath the rim, really took away the shot.
Yeah. I love the defense on the other end, too. Played solidly.
Yeah.
I believe it was Nathan Johnson that had that steal. Into Reese Dent with 20 seconds left in the half. Dent able to get away for a minute from Atwater. Tipped that one inside.
Barclay
nice
again.
Hands.
Yeah.
Come back the other way. Q float it. No. Tipped around. Tracked down with 7 seconds. Atwater along the baseline. Reverse it. Blocked away by Dowdy. And that will do it for the first half. As we go to the break, it is the Tropics 35, the Caps 23. You are watching the 2022 Utah Top 50.
I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's the perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Hey, welcome back. Start of the second half. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you here at the Utah Top 50. Remind you, in a couple of weeks, we'll be having the championship rounds at Vivint Arena. So excited about that, and also how awesome with the Jazz to help bring that out.
I'm excited to be in the broadcast suite, to have full catered meals.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's just going to be fantastic.
Yeah. And plus, it's a little bit of security stuff at our house. Yeah, don't worry. Maybe you like it or don't like it. No bowler can take over these spots here as Felder lays that in.
Good inside out. I mean, obviously we talked about some of the three-point shooting of the Tropics really helped to create some separation, but going back to the well, Felder on the inside, he's just been a mismatch really for pretty much every team in this showcase.
Barrow left that a little sharp off the backboard. It's just interesting to see how different the Tropics look tonight. Now, granted, I mean, these are essentially all-star teams kind of put together, and week to week you're going to figure out who they are as Felder pulls for three and lips out. But the way that the Tropics offensively kind of got stifled last week was just surprising with the talent and how well they've played together in the previous weeks.
And I think, look, you're going to have those off nights. I think anyone who plays basketball will tell you, right? It's why it's hard to go undefeated as Dent gets the tip in here. But, you have those off nights, and better to have it now than in 3 weeks. And, look, I love the way they've come out tonight. They've been very aggressive, have found the bottom of the net, and playing really well. Nate Bendall in the house tonight, former Aggie.
Yeah, a bunch of guys just come roaming around as the three is good for, I knew it is, Zach Robinson, young man out of Viewmont. Especially we were talking about Alex Jensen off air earlier.
Yeah.
He is Mr. Viewmont. As Dent stripped away by Felder, he's able to come up with the loose ball. Duffed on the run, little ball fake, and got it.
Well, I thought maybe he was hearing footsteps behind that little kind of no look. I thought it was going to disrupt the shot, but
kind of a little bit of ball fake before he went the layup too.
Yeah.
Think his older sisters ever tracked him down when he was younger? He was used to that.
I would guess he's probably
definitely
accustomed to that. Yeah.
It's like when you hear Reggie Miller tell stories about going up against Cheryl as a kid. There was a block by Felder. Just took that fall away as Lind left that too short. Barrow with the board. Here comes Dent. Little pirouette after Duff and able to finish.
Nice job there by Reese Dent. Athletic take to the rim. Wasatch had a couple kids in this last year and again this year. Coach Ballstead, he's got some experience coming back for the Wasps this year.
Now, see if it's a different year for them in Region 9. As Giorgio Gillespie's blocked away by Johnson.
And really, in my mind, that's what makes the Tropics so difficult. I mean, you get past Felder, and then you have Johnson to deal with. There's just a lot of length.
And mobile length.
Yes. And length that'll shoot it. I mean, we've seen Jace Johnson hit threes. We've seen Felder take a couple in this game. Good luck.
And Barrow can't get that one to fall. Nice find. Yeah, put Solomani at the line. Or is it Solomane?
I would say Solomane, but I'm not positive on that.
I was trying to go with I was trying to church it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Joe Dierte, Soleimani.
See, and I use my Idaho linguistic abilities. So I go Solomane.
All right, we'll go both. One of the least we were right. So, and then it'll be like on Mason Bettinger. And it was like Bedinger. No. Bettinger. No. Bettinger. Yep. Okay. And I'm still trying to remember if that was right or not because we've said it so many different ways. We asked him when we gave him the award last year, which one is it? And then it was like halfway through the game last year. He was like, hey, am I still saying what he told us to say it?
We'll see Mason. Of course, his teammate Jackson Smith as well.
Robinson, go back over to Duff, 15 and a half left. Drop it in to
look at the help.
Johnson, comes drop it down from the wing. That was Sorensen, get his hand on that. Q Meza terminates it in the painted area, sends out to Duff for three. No. Felder can't come away with the board as it's taken down strongly by Sorensen.
I was going to say, that's a really good, strong rebound by Sorensen.
On a rocker, give it up to Johnson, who gets the bucket. That's Nate Johnson from Highland High School.
You talk about unselfish plays. That's the kind of plays, right? I mean, Johnson's kind of a trail coming into the paint there late. Little turnaround, recognize he's alone, and able to hand off for the finish.
That's take and finish there by Q Meza.
Tell you want to get out to Cyprus this season for basketball. Two reasons. One, very little time left in that iconic gym. And two, to watch Meza and his teammates in what most people are thinking is a top 3 team in the state this year.
They'll be in the mix in 6A. How weird does that sound to say?
I mean, here they had a chance to beat Corner in the quarters last year.
Yep.
Of course, that team lost in the championship. No, semis.
Lost in the championship.
Yeah.
Corner lost to AF at the championship game.
My bad. I kept thinking PG got to the championship, but they lost in the semi to AF.
Yeah, crazy game.
Yes.
Yeah. Jeff Gardner still has a blood vessel that hasn't quite come back yet from that one. There's a block at the rim.
So does Coach McAllister.
Just confusion everywhere. Is Hugh Meza, nice find inside. Interesting. He's got that
That's a let him play thing, right?
Cale Barclay. He'll get that one to go. And again, no one's grumbling in the arena. That's what's so fun is come back the other way and Sorensen lays that one in.
Would not be the case in home gyms.
Even in the sophomore game. That's what kind of was getting at. Is like, you get the sophomore games, and that's usually the most testy game of the day. Coaching staff, everybody in those sophomore JV games.
I've seen some crazy stuff.
Yeah. I was texting with someone last week that went to a rivalry game around the state. Won't mention which one. And he said, I'm new to this area. I just just moved here about a year ago. Didn't know this was that big of a rivalry. And I messaged him, it's a rivalry in everything, including who gets the best produce at Harmon's. Dane knows which one I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
On the other end, Barrow with the block. Oh, trying to rifle that one in, tipped out of bounds. We'll stay here with the Caps.
Atwater, we've talked about his offense, but they're able to get the deflection defensively as well. Showing both end of the floor effort there for the sophomore dart. Well, that's a tough take.
Come back the other way. Atwater blocked away by Barrow, but we'll stay here with the Tropics.
Tough shot there. Really kind of gets caught with momentum being carried to the basket. Defended well, and Barrow with the denial.
Atwater on the angle. This is Barclay.
Sorensen has a handful of rebounds tonight.
How about Barrow again from the outside, so Amadi can't find it.
And the thing is, he's not missing by much. I mean, they're not bad looks.
Is the board and bucket there for Sorensen.
Of course, at Leighton Christian, you have that really wide side in the auditorium, but very tight behind the backboards. It's a very different shooting arena here for Solomane.
I think it'd be somewhat similar. I mean, you get the church end on the east
Well, it depends
side.
on what end you're shooting on.
That's true, too.
Right? Because you have the auditorium on the other end.
Yeah, you're right. There's a bucket on this end for the Tropics.
The stage.
Stage, yeah.
Let's be honest, the intros here are not what they are there.
No.
Yeah.
Remember last time I was there is Giorgio Gillespie's. Last time I was there, I mean, this is B.J. Porter, Manny Hendricks. I mean, that was a dunk contest in the pregame war bump.
That's what Kearns used to be, right? People would show up early just to see the pregame.
That was a run, wasn't it, for Cosby with all those guys? And how about this one? Nope, Barclay. His credit is good as he gets a little jump hook to go.
But I see what you did there. Yeah. By the way, one of the things I love about the Kearns story, most people probably don't know this. I don't know if they want me sharing this or not. There was even skepticism amongst certain teachers around those players' abilities, and to see them go and play high-level D1 ball and now play professional.
Yeah, and get degrees.
Yeah, get degrees from major universities.
But remember,
it's awesome.
I think most people forget the nickname of those teams, the Lost Boys. There's that long two falls for Giorgio Gillespie.
It was never our nickname for them.
Never, because they were found.
I'll tell you this, they left a lot of coaches and players scratching their heads when they walked out of gyms.
I just remember Bushman. Yeah, not to spend too much. He played here. Bushman, he bet that first time, and he was like that first push of all that.
Well, Quoth played here.
Yeah, Majock.
Right.
And Kerr. So that goes out of bounds, and that will be our first under 10 timeout. As we'll be right back. You're watching the 2022 Utah Top 50. So welcome back in, Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart. And I want to remind you that our coverage is brought to you by the Athletic Republic, where any age, any level, basketball is a physically demanding sport. By focusing on acceleration, agility, and power, we can give players in every position the tools they need to be more successful on game day against the Athletic Republic. We want to thank them for their support.
Yeah, and Athletic Republic has multiple locations scattered throughout the valley, so whatever you might be interested in, wherever you are, they've got something close and accessible to you. One, to your point, Dusty, thank them for sponsoring here the top 50.
And coming back the other way after that miss, 50-41. Get that score matched up inside the building. As, wow, a little clear out and then a little hook shot falls in.
Carson Smith, I think.
Yeah, it was Carson Smith.
Now, how about doing that amongst the trees, too? You have Felder coming over to help. I really expect Carson to have a big breakout year this year for the Red Hawks at Bountiful. Multi-year contributor. Started last year for Bountiful. I think you're going to see him do some big things.
How about the suddenness there from Felder?
Yeah, and despite Barrow collapsing down on him, Brock knowing, look, man, I got more strength and got a good finish here.
Well, at this level, you'll see the guy waste a step or a movement. There wasn't a wasted movement. He got it straight up. There's a nice steal. Thought I can go other way for an easy two. The rip misses the bunny, and the opportunity goes by the wayside there for Carly as Atwater comes away with the rebound.
Man, did all the work and just too strong on the attempt.
Felder, 4-3.
Feeling it.
The way of the fist, and it's a 12-point lead.
Man. I don't know, Dusty, when do you want to go down to Parowan? You just tell me.
We'll take a look at the preseason schedule. I just don't need Curtis Condy telling me all the places to eat down there. He could be watching, that's why I say that. Come back the other way. Barrow through the contact, count the bucket.
Nice.
And I only kid. You know, Curtis is a good friend of the program, good friend of ours, and currently living in God's country, also known as Carbon County. Where somehow the best basketball coaches that town has had in so many years is living across the street but not being the coach of the team. But that's neither here nor there.
Not that Dusty has strong opinions on it.
And not that I care.
Yeah, because if you watch our shows, you know Dusty doesn't. He really doesn't care about Carbon.
No, at all. There's 3 on the way. Doubt he can't get it to go.
Ooh, I thought Duff was going to take that.
Leaves it for Felder. And it does not find his second 3. Back the other way, and Dowdy fouled by Atwater. Get used to that. Those two both in Region 1.
Yeah, interesting, and I like Dowdy there attacking. I'm so accustomed to him really taking advantage of the threes and kind of the pull-up. And with Felder coming over there, trying to be aggressive, drawing the contact, but can't capitalize.
Lind, pass up the 3, give it to Duff along the baseline. Had that one poked away, maybe from behind, or maybe just lost it. And the officials say he lost it. as we will go back down the floor with the Caps. Again, first of 3 games tonight. Coming up next is the Oakland Americans versus the Dallas Chaparrals. Let's just go with the Dallas Chaps. As Denton, little mid-range J won't fall.
Good help there. Tell you, Sorensen, he's been active tonight. He's had a nice game.
Felder, nobody home.
That's the fun thing about this league. I mean, you look at the scoreboard now, it's an 11-point difference. I mean, you're 2 possessions away from being right back in this thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, these games, you don't see a lot of them get out of control. As Sorensen just has that one missed.
Oh, nice nifty pass inside. That didn't go past us, Carly. Nice find in the bucket there for the Caps. 9-point game.
That one nearly required some braces for Sorensen. That pass coming right up in the chops, and Logan ready for it. We got a nice little finish.
Oh, nice reverse there by Jackson Johnson. Going to be a fun year.
Yeah.
With the Alta Hawks. Nice baseline pass. Work it out. It's Johnson for 3 and short. Been a night where a lot of the shots have been short.
Of course, we're playing at altitude.
It's all about the red blood cells. You have enough of those red blood cells. Tebow Samuel is okay with the altitude. So on the other end in the corner is Lind.
He's playing at an altitude of about 4.
An excitement level of 19. Well, Old Candlestick was under, which was amazing because it's not like it was on the ocean. 3 in the corner, won't go. Rebound taken now on the run.
Numbers.
And there's Barrow with the left-handed dunk. And then a foul on Gillespie's on the inbound, trying to get an extra possession off the steal. So Barrow went with the Sean Bradley left-handed jam, if you watched that little video yesterday.
That's where I really feel like Barrow's at his best, right? When he can run the floor.
Yeah.
He's been able to take advantage of that here a couple times the last few possessions.
Johnson lost it, sends back out. Barclay, Euro, no. Oh, man. 2 fancy passes there from Kyle Carly.
Couple nice assists tonight.
Yeah.
Love the dimes.
A nifty gifty.
It is nifty.
Where are the turtles? Send out to Johnson. Little junction extended, no. As it has gone cold for the Tropics. 2:45 left in a 7-point game.
And here come the Caps.
Giorgio sent out. And a 3 is short. Mentions been that way tonight.
Yeah.
Q, float it, no.
Man, where's the Dusty call? Contact, no whistle?
It's October. It's inside. And don't look now, it's a 5-point game.
Yeah. And really, we've seen the Caps get out on the run to create some offense. Rebounding and defense have helped lead to that, and now a timeout.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take it, too. We'll be right back. Watch the Utah Top 50.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's a perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart with you here. Final moments, 2:01 left.
You know, these caps, the second half, they're reminding me of my favorite college football team, the University of Idaho Vandals. They're back. See what I did there?
I did, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
1:45 left. Q Mesa sent up top to Lind on the drive. Lind in the lane, float it. No.
Offense going dry, Dusty.
Barrow with the board. A chance to make it a one-possession game.
Look, yeah, I say look for Ulysses take it to the rim. Wow.
A loud slap.
Oh.
On the drive, block from behind, and officials say no, hand on the ball.
That was a good call. Look, I love the take by Ulysses, but how about the job of Houston Johnson reaching around, getting a hand right on top of the basketball. Official all over it. Nailed it.
I want to remind you, with Athletic Republic recovery, preparing for the next workout begins the moment the last workout ends. Athletes have control over the recovery process at the Athletic Republic. We'll find out who recovered well from last week is on the drive. No contact, no call. Cooking on the other end. Carly had that one slapped away. Restent saves it. No, he did not. And we're going to stop the clock with 1:12 left. Try to make sure we're on the same page with the clock on here in the gym. But as Preston will get that figured out, as 1:12 left, we'll get it synced up here at 58 seconds. You see on the clock is unofficial. So right now it's at 1:10. Once you get to 58, we'll have it synced. Here's Q Mesa. The full court pressure on. Atwater sends ahead to Barclay. He held on instead of firing that into Dent. As we go inside of a minute, down to 59 seconds. Well, there's a foul. And now another timeout. So we'll take it with them. You're watching the Utah Top 50. So 59 seconds left. We've got Barclay at the line, one free throw for 2 points. Actually, no. Yeah, we do go 1 for 2 still, if I remember right. And the first is good. And there's only one.
I was waiting because we've seen kind of both situations unfold.
It's like the mercy rule clock in football in the second half. Depends on who's running it. As come up the floor, Gillespie send to the corner. 3 on the way. Got a great look. Just can't get it to drop. Dent with the board. Sends back out Giorgio Gillespie's for 3.
There you go. Boy, I was hoping Carson was going to hit that. Again, we saw him miss a 3 a couple minutes ago and kind of hung his head. And was really hoping, him to hit that shot, get that confidence going again. But the offensive board, love the kick out to Ulysses. And it's back to a 4-point game here.
So 61-57. Back at the other end is Atwater. Young man from Davis High School. And he hits the first. Gets them both. Here comes Giorgio up the floor. Inside of 40 seconds. Did not go to Carly. Going to keep it on the drive and then draws the call. With 30 seconds left, we'll put Giorgio Gillespie's at the line.
Boy, live, I thought Q did a pretty good job of kind of reaching back. I don't know if they called contact there on the body, but the foul called and opportunity for Gillespie.
Left the first one short. And got the second. Quickly ahead is Q Meza. And then the clock will stop at 25 seconds. So Q will go to the line in a 5-point game. And he can make it a 3-possession game with another made free throw. And he does. So that should do it. Carly on the run. And we've gotten whistle happy down the stretch here. Feels like November.
Or February.
Or February. Yeah, definitely February. But, you know, end of November, we kick our far.
Yeah.
We put football to bed, sadly.
Go eat some turkey.
Yeah.
And then come back
to basketball.
Yeah.
As that free throw won't go. The board to Johnson. And he leads out to Barclay. And the dunk. For good measure.
That's really just for statistical purposes at this point. Helping shooting averages.
And that'll do it as the Tropics bounce back from the loss last week and improve their record with another one there for Lind. Final score, Flint Tropics 69, Washington Caps 58. Dane, your final thoughts and selection of the player of the game?
Look, I love the energy from the Caps coming back. We talked about they were always kind of in that 10-12 range. They got back to within 4, but and just not quite enough. And look, tip of the cap to the Tropics, hitting free throws, making plays late, able to hold off the Caps in their big run. I'm going to go with Felder tonight. I thought defensively in the paint, he was big. Obviously hit some early shots for them as well. Nice offensive night, but his presence in the paint I thought was the difference. I'll go with Brock Felder.
Again, our final score, the Flint Tropics 69, the Washington Caps 58. Our player of the game, Brock Felder out of Parowan High School. And again, I want to remind you, we'll have all of the Utah Top 50 games right here on KSLSports.com, including the championship night at Vivint Arena on October 25th. For Dane Stewart and Kimball Bigelow, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching the Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com.